you. I also would like to welcome James Lee to the panel. I'll join a bit later. Now, moving on, I think we have CY Huang is our representative from Taiwan. So the only person here, I think, I believe, in the room. I don't know if there is somebody else. So you will have the really complex task of challenging the report, or maybe supporting the conclusions of the report. And CY is the CEO of FCC Partners in Taipei and the chairman of Taiwan Mergers, Acquisitions and Private Equity Council. Over to you.
Thank you, Paula. Distinguished speakers, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My name is CY Huang. It is a pleasure to be here this afternoon. As Paula mentioned, I'm the only representative from Taiwan. Last year in June in Taipei, I also had the privilege at Sherwood Hotel in Taipei in the seminar, organized by Paula to talk about financial centers. I'm delighted to see that after 10 months of preparation, we now final to the conclusion of the report. Since earlier, there's already a lot of people talk about Hong Kong. I will talk more about Taiwan and China from a slightly different perspective. Talking about Taiwan, I think the biggest issue is that it is not well understood, and both politically and economically, financially. Taiwan has been marginalized for such a long time. But when we talk about Greater China, as we move into a China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Greater China economy, Taiwan's role cannot be overlooked. 2 years ago, Taiwan signed a monumental agreement, as some of you may know. It is also mentioned in a report called Economic Cooperation Framework Agreement, ECFA, ECFA as it is called. The significance of the ECFA is as important as the CEPA to Hong Kong 10 years ago. After the signing of ECFA, Taiwan has significantly expanded its role with other regional economies and improved the relations with China. However, Taiwan still faces a lot of challenges. This coming Sunday, 2 days from now, May 20th, Mr. Ma, President Ma, yes, will have serve its second term in operation, presidential inauguration, and he's facing a tremendous economic challenges. His biggest agenda is for Taiwan to be more integrated into the regional economy. Including what is called the TPP, Trans-Pacific Partnership, as well as other alliances. Taiwan these days is one of the countries in the so-called Four Dragons, has lagged significantly behind South Korea, Hong Kong, Singapore. Hong Kong, Singapore, we don't mind so much, but Taiwan is particularly painful, losing to South Korea, a country 10 years ago, dismantled by Asian financial crisis. Now Samsung, the mighty Samsung, is beat Taiwan in every aspect, from DRAM, cellular phone to notebook. So it is certainly a lot of discussion in Taiwan these days about what is next. So I think that what is the next is opening up. So opening up to be more integrated, to be more open, is very important. Secondly, I want to talk about China. I talk about Shanghai. I don't know whether some of you agree with me or not. There's also some expert from Shanghai. Shanghai is the role of Shanghai, or the policy of Shanghai, is very important. But what's confusing, or what's troubling, is that there's a lack of essence about what for Hong Kong acting as a global financial center in the future. So if you talk about what does really make Shanghai, what is the important policy, you cannot think of many. China is undergoing a tremendous financial reform in the last 2-3 months. The Premier Wen Jiabao has just announced, he's going to promote the SME lending as well as a non-bank financial institutions as an experiment in Wenzhou, and that was in March. In April, Shenzhen is positioned to another wave of financial reform, very much to supplement Hong Kong. Earlier, one of the speakers, Professor Chung, talked about Shanghai supplement Hong Kong. Actually, China's strategy to use Shenzhen to supplement Hong Kong, for the loan as well as the Ding Shan Bang two-way market. And then also there are other places, Tianjin, and more recently Chongqing, until Bo Xilai stepped down. I'll talk about these China domestic regional financial centers, but not so much talk about, if anyone recall, about anything significant happening in Shanghai, but we are seeing many significant experiments in other smaller cities in China. So that's what I want to say. Although Shanghai is very much there is a goal of 2020 being a global financial center, but it is yet to see what exactly can be done or have been done in Shanghai. The third thing I want to talk about is a regional, offshore R&D center. Earlier this year, there has been a debate about offshore R&D center. Mr. Casey Chen, in I believe in March, in a public seminar, when he was asked about whether Taiwan Taipei can become a R&D financial center, he said in the next few years, there's no chance for Taiwan to become an R&D financial center. The argument later, after only several weeks, was modified by Ms. Julia Leung. Julia say Taiwan's role in Hong Kong should not be competitive, but rather, Hong Kong's role is more like a wholesale. So Hong Kong would like to help other regional economy to develop their financial center. So meaning Hong Kong as well as it's through Hong Kong, develop. It's okay. And Taiwan is about to sign, because of the ECFA, about to sign the cross-strait currency settlement agreement, 两岸清算协议, 货币清算协议, currency settlement agreement. So in the Taiwan Central Bank, the head of Central Bank, Mr. Peng Huainan, is very much also trying to push the direct, R&D role. Taiwan certainly has a certain advantages compared with Hong Kong, because Taiwan has the genuine local economy. Taiwanese enterprises is the biggest investor in China, and then in many aspects, from high technology companies like Honghai, or including the largest food and beverage companies like Tingyi Noodle and Uni President Wang, and so on. So there's a genuine direct investment, R&D, from Taiwanese company to mainland China. So certainly Taiwan has a role, the real economy, physical economy for Taiwan, to develop. So Hong Kong also changed, but Taiwan, I think, doesn't mean to really we recognize the importance of Hong Kong. But Taiwan, we just simply wouldn't want to accept the role, saying like Mr. Chen said, Taiwan has no chance in the next several years to become a financial R&D offshore center. I think Singapore has the chance, London has the chance, every other place should have the chance. So Hong Kong should be more open up in its role in helping other regional economies to develop, to internationalize R&D. The fourth thing I want to say is about what's Taiwan's role. Taiwan's role, I think, could be very much a cross-strait financial center. The word in cross-strait has been very much popularized recently, between Taiwan and mainland China, talking about cross-strait cooperation. So, the many other people in the room may not know or may not agree, but from the top leader in Beijing, foster the cooperation or integration between Taiwan and China is very, very much a top agenda, politically and economically. So they will do anything. And then indeed, China has carved out a place in Fujian province called Haixi, meaning it's a west of Strait. Haixi economic zone, that specifically, talk about working with Taiwan. And then there's they have an island called Pingtan that is next to Fuzhou that they have announced earlier, also caused greater controversy, that in the future, the island will be governed together by Taiwanese and Chinese. So it is not beyond an economic and financial experiment. It is already a political experiment. Of course, that has caused a lot of debate in Taiwan. But what I'm saying is that they are very much a wish from Chinese leaders, wanting to give Taiwan, economic and special financial policy, to foster the greater economic and financial cooperation between the two regions. The last thing I want to say about is one is talk about the equity market, and another is financial market. On the equities market, Taiwan is what can Taiwan help China? Is very much in something called the unlisted pre-IPO stock exchange. China has undergoing a new wave of regional stock exchange in Tianjin, in Xiamen, in Shenzhen. They call 股权交易所, meaning unlisted private exchanges. Or they call the new third ball, 新三板. That is not Chinese. That is before pre-IPO, and because there are so many companies in China wants to go public, and Taiwan has Asia's most successful the pre-IPO unlisted market, the 新贵市场 emerging market, as it is called, and it's very much China wants to learn from that. And also on the banking front, and China, as we talk about, has already experimented in Wenzhou. So on the SME lending, Taiwanese economy's special characteristic, as pointed out in Paula's report, is in SME companies, small and medium enterprise. So China very much wants to learn from, cooperate from Taiwanese experience, in SME. Most of the Chinese banks, they make so much money, but it's SOE that has become a great problem. They now want to transform into SME lending, and actually China is encouraging a new wave of non-bank financial institutions, including SME loan company, leasing company, as well as a 担保公司, credit guarantee company. All of these, Taiwan and China have a great room to cooperate with each other. Taiwan's expertise, financial in all the SME, Taiwanese SME and Chinese SME, they are a great way to cooperate. So we certainly believe from both the equity capital market point of view, as well as the banking financial system point of view, they are room for cooperation between Taiwan and China in the coming future. Thank you.